I challenged my followers and subscribers to create an original cocktail for a chance to win $500. The contest was actually super simple. Create an original cocktail that featured South or Latin American flavors or spirits. I got over 100 creative and inventive cocktail submissions, and I sifted through all of them before selecting the 6 finalists that we're going to go through in this video. We're gonna make their cocktails, taste through them, and decide who gets to win the grand prize. There were so many incredible cocktails that it was almost impossible to narrow it down to just 6 finalists. So if I didn't select yours, I'm really sorry, but the level of competition was incredibly high. Higher than I even thought it would be. But all right, without further ado, let's get right into the first cocktail. But rather than me just explain these cocktails myself, I actually jumped on a Zoom call with each of the finalists to hear from them where their inspiration came from and how to build each of their incredible cocktails. And first up was the Astronauta by Michael. You know, if you could just say the name of the cocktail and then how to build it step by step, and then kind of dive into your inspiration for it and like where you got the ideas from.
Sure. So combine into a cocktail shaker 1.5 ounces of a silver cachaça, 1 ounce of lime juice, and a rounded tablespoon, about 3 bar spoons of an apricot preserve. Follow that up with a small pinch of salt and 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Add ice, just shake. I usually do 1 large cube and then like whole, and then I crack a second one to get like a combination of like an agitator and cheater cubes. Shake that for 12 to 15 seconds to make sure you're really loosening up the preserves, and then double straighten into the glass and garnish with a lime wedge, which I like to cut as if it's like a half wheel, like an orange. And that's how you make an Astronauta.
That is really cool because you get these 2 contrasting flavors that I actually think build together in a really fascinating way. So I love the approach of using apricot preserves. This was based off of a cocktail called the Cosmonaut, which uses preserves as well, but I don't believe it was apricot preserves. And I think the cachaça works really well here. It really builds beautifully on the apricot side, and the spicy salt sometimes actually takes away from certain cocktails, but not in this one. I find that the sweetness from the apricot preserves actually blends really well with the spiciness from the rim, and it creates a really beautiful contrast. It's tasty. And next up was Keith and his São Paulo Sour.
The first step is to make the orgeat, subbing the almonds for Brazil nuts. So it's 2 ounces of the Novo Fogo Chameleon cachaça. So the 2 ounces of the cachaça, 1 ounce of Chinola, a fat ½ ounce of the orgeat, ½ ounce of lemon juice, a little bit, a dash of black walnut bitters, and then 3 to 5 dashes of saline solution. Add that all to a cocktail shaker with ice, shake it up till it's chilled, and then I double strain into a Nicanoric glass.
And there we have the São Paulo Sour. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh my gosh. The orgeat is playing beautifully with that black walnut bitters, is helping have that like nutty element to it. And that Brazil nut orgeat is so good. It's so different than like a regular orgeat, which sometimes is very bright. The Brazil nut orgeat is very like earthy, and it combines beautifully with the cachaça flavor as well as the passion fruit, which gives it a nice tropical kick. Really tasty. I like that one. Good stuff. And next up was the Desert's Kiss, created by Jordan.
So I was relatively new to Sotol, just kind of based off the taste. I kind of wanted to get some of the flavors, like the grassy, the herbaceous, different characteristics of it, and kind of add to those. So I used cucumber and cilantro, and I left those sitting in there for 1 to 2 days. I just use 2 ounces of that infused cocktail. I use ½ an ounce of agave, 3/4 an ounce of lime, and 1/4 ounce of Ancho Reyes chili liqueur. And it kind of, the spirit almost speaks for itself a little bit. I did want to, I like to make more complicated cocktails, but it's always fun to have like something that is just good for what it is, and then just a little bit of a cucumber garnish, and that's pretty much it. It's it's pretty simple, but I think it's great. So.
And there we have the Desert's Kiss. That's killer. That's so good. It's a simple cocktail, but the part that really stands out to me is that infusion. The cucumber and cilantro gives the Sotol such an incredible flavor. So it's a little bit smoky, it's a little bit savory, it's got this incredible herbal quality to it that just combines beautifully with the chili liqueur to give it just a nice hint of spice, refreshingness from the cucumber, a little bit of heat, and some smoke, and it's so refreshing, and it doesn't escape that. It's a really well made and well balanced cocktail, and that cilantro flavor is so good. Love that one. So before we get on to our next 3 incredible cocktails, I just want to take a moment to talk about what brought this video about. In Good Spirits is my always free weekly newsletter that covers bar industry news, spirit and cocktail trends, insider knowledge, exclusive cocktails, as well as what's going on in the online alcohol cocktail space. A few weeks ago, we covered the insane happenings between Tequila Matchmaker and the CRT in Mexico. And recently we dove into the trend of cannabis in cocktails and if that's going to take over bars anytime soon. Everybody who participated in this contest was required to sign up for my newsletter in order to participate. And to keep the fun going, I'm going to be giving away $100 to 3 different subscribers of the newsletter in the month of May. So if you enjoy reading some dope, well thought out articles about bars, spirits, cocktails, and any of that kind of thing, as well as wanting to be in the loop for any future competition like this, go over and subscribe right now. We'll wait. And don't worry, if you ever want to unsubscribe, you can, it's free. Cool, all signed up, let's get back to the next cocktail. And the next cocktail was a cocktail called The Wrong Way Up the Rum Way by Aiden.
3/4 ounce of the Novofogo Silver cachaça. If I had the bar strength, I would use that, but I don't. And then I did the 3/4 ounce of the Ron Colon Red Banana Oleo rum, and it's an El Salvadorian rum that they make their own red banana oleo in-house, and then blend it with their rum. So you get just a lovely funky banana rum that tastes like natural banana. And then I do an ounce of red pepper shrub, and it's 1 part to a half part to a half part. So I just juiced a red bell pepper, and then I just did apple cider vinegar. You can use any vinegar you want, and just plain cane sugar. And then you just mix everything up until the sugar dissolves, and you got yourself a shrub. 3/4 ounce of fresh lemon juice, a half ounce of honey syrup, and then 2 dashes each of Angostura bitters and orange bitters, a dash or 2 of saline solution. I either throw a bar spoon of mezcal or I do a spritz afterwards, but you just combine all that stuff in a shaker with ice. So you shake it up. I just do either a big sphere or a big cube, and I just double strain it, and then I usually just garnish with a little lemon twist and a little slice of red bell pepper and call it a day.
And there you have the Wrong Way Up the Rum Way. Oh my god, there's a lot going on there. But that red bell pepper shrub, man. Ooh, that's such a unique and incredible flavor. And I think that the other flavors in this really combine beautifully with it to help elevate. The honey helps to soften out some of that pepper flavor. The cachaça and the banana rum is a really interesting choice. I actually think this would work well with another rum that might be a little bit stronger. But overall, really good, nice and savory, very different, very out there, but real good.
Okay, so the name of the cocktail is Pera Pera. This translates directly into pear in Portuguese. 2 ounces of cachaça, 1 ounce of Belle de Brillet, which is the pear cognac liqueur, 1 ounce of pear puree, if you know you can make it, source it. I did a half ounce of agave, a 1/4 ounce of lime juice, and then a 1/4 ounce of yuzu. And then you just shake it, double strain it. So what you want to do is you're going to give an absinthe spritz into the martini glass. I garnished it with baby's breath, but a white flower of any kind works well too. And that's it.
And there you have the Pera Pera. Tastes obviously a lot like pears. I think that's the star of the show. Between the pear liqueur, which I only had a little bit of, and you might have noticed that it was in this little water bottle. I actually had one of the reps come by and give me a sample of this a couple of weeks ago, and then when she submitted this cocktail, I was like, oh, that's so cool, I have some. And then after analyzing it, thought it was a really good cocktail, kind of worked out. But overall, I think this is really tasty. The pear is so fresh, so bright. The cachaça pairs really well with it. I like that. And the yuzu gives it a nice, real bright spark as well, and the absinthe gives it a nice herbal element, even though it's just a little bit of a on the note or like coating of the glass. It's a good one. I like it.
So the cocktail is called the Alabado Se Aqueco, and it's named after the Bolivian god of prosperity and abundance. So we did a full 2 ounces of the Sangani 63, 3/4 of fresh lime juice, ½ ounce of the Chirot aloe liqueur, a ½ ounce of the Hidalgo La Guita Manzanilla sherry, and then a 1/4 ounce of green chartreuse, a bar spoon of cane syrup. I just use the rum jam like syrup, and then 4 drops of saline, and we did a 3-to-1 spec for that. So then we shake the cocktail with a lime twist, and then double strain it with a tea strainer into a Nicanora glass. And we're garnishing it with a mint sprig that's just clipped to the side, so you get the aromatics, but the mint is like, there's enough mint and kind of eucalyptus notes in the cocktail, so we didn't want to add the mint inside. So we're keeping it on the side of the glass, so you get the aromatic while you're sipping the drink. That's it.
And there we have the Alabado Sea Equeco. That is so fascinating. The Sangani, it's such a strange and hard spirit to work with, combined really well with the aloe liqueur, as well as the green chartreuse played up those herbal elements. The saline helped bring some of that out. It paired well with the sherry. And overall, it is a fascinating example of creativity with Sangani. It is such a killer cocktail. Love this. That's really good. That is really good. Overall, I just gotta say that the absolute level of quality coming into this competition was mind-blowing to me. I did not expect so many killer entries, so many really well thought out recipes, and so many awesome creative ideas. And before we get to announcing the winner, I just want to say that it was really fun to get to do this. I really enjoyed making your cocktails and reading through all of these different recipes. And hopefully the next time that we do this, maybe we can get a sponsor, maybe we can get this to be a bigger competition where maybe the prize money is a little bit higher. I'm not Mr. Beast. I can't just start shelling out thousands of dollars. I want to thank everybody who participated and made the time, effort, and energy to submit a cocktail. And who's followed along with me on social media for quite a little bit. It means a lot to me that you guys want to participate in this. I deliberated a lot off camera. I basically narrowed it down to the final 2, which was really difficult because I think that all 6 of these cocktails were really well executed, and it came down to the tightest of margins. But that being said, I had to come up with a winner, even though it was incredibly difficult, and it came down to the tightest of margins. And the winner is Jesse with the Alabado Sea Equeco. The reason why I picked this one is because of balance. It really came down to taking the main ingredient of the cocktail, which in this case was the Sangani, and elevating it to be the centerpiece of the cocktail. And I found that this one was the most refined example of taking a South American spirit and really elevating it into something more. So congratulations, Jesse. I'll be sending you a message along with the grand prize shortly. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.